This is the journey of a cloud kitchen. I would say that if you are looking at opening a cloud kitchen, there are steps that you need to go through, and we've tried and simplified it as much as we can. So once you made up your mind that you want to open a cloud kitchen, the first thing that you need to do is to form a company. Not necessarily you need to form a private limited or a LLP. There are 7 types of companies, even simpler ones like a proprietorship firm where you don't need to sign any paperwork. You can just start business from day one with your name. So we recommend that small entrepreneurs who are starting for the first time start with a proprietorship setup. Once you've done that, you would need to acquire a GST number, a PAN, and a TAN number. Now, PAN is a tax account number, PAN is a permanent account number, and GST is a tax, a compliance requirement which you need to have anyway, and you need to open a current bank account as well. Now, all this is very important because if you're looking at selling via Swiggy and Zomato, these compliances are a must. The next step that you need to take is to find a space. Now you can start a cloud kitchen from your home as well, or you look for a commercial kitchen or a shop on rent. It depends on your need, but that is the first thing that you need to do once you've got the compliance as well. The next step that we go to is getting your feasibility right. Now there are right from simple P&L studies to feasibility formats, but depending on your vision, we would recommend that you put all your estimations and projections on a paper, and you calculate what your P&L is going to be, the ROI, which is the return on investment, or the IRR, which is the internal rate of return, and you get a proper business plan in place before you begin your cloud kitchen. Moving on, the next step that you need to address is to get ready with plans, which means that if you're taking a commercial kitchen or a shop on rent, you would need to build a kitchen there, for which you will need to make your kitchen drawings. You will also need to create your brand and create a short story around your brand of 3-4 lines. And you will need to finalize your logo and your brand specifications and the colors. It is sounds difficult, but it is fairly easy once you get into the stream of things. The next step that you need to address is building the kitchen, which means that you need infra to run your kitchen, right from waterproofing to putting in exhaust in there, to fresh air facilities, to your equipment, to services. There are so many things that you need to do in building your kitchen. There are some players who operate companies where you can get a plug and play kitchen on rent. Best would be, if you're starting new, best would be that you tie up with such a company such as Kitchen Center, Kitchen Plus, Kitchens Add, Kitchens, 360-degree network, and get a plug and play kitchen so that you don't need to put your time and energy into drawings, equipments, and everything. These spaces come with ready facilities. The next step that you go on to is you need to get ready to start, which means that you need to hire people if you want to. If you want to run your kitchen by yourself, that's fine. But you need to now do your menu trials and finalize your dishes, your portions, your prices, and come up with a strategy and design a menu which is going to be attractive for the customers. The next step that you go to is to build your supply chain, which means you would need groceries, dairy, meat, all these supplies to your kitchen, and you need to finalize or find local vendors there in the areas that you're operating and sign up contracts with them, and even for things like gas and fuel. The next step, which comes after this, is telling the word that you're present, and for SEO purposes, this is extremely important. So, food business necessarily is not a food business these days. We say that you are probably into a distribution business. Making good food is not the end. Reaching out to people and selling that food is the end goal, which means that you need to build your digital presence, because we live in an on-demand economy, and millennials today, or Gen X or Gen Y, they live in a world where they want to reach out to the information they want whenever they want. So if you are visible on Google, social platforms, and everywhere, then it is easier for people to find you and then order from you. Now, building your digital presence again is a very big topic, but a couple of social media platforms where you need to be present are Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, Google, and local search directories like Yellow Pages, Sulekha, so on and so forth, and Just Dial. Okay, so once you've done that, you need to build your network of sales and logistics, which means how would you sell and how would you ensure that the order reaches the customer. So you need to tie up with platforms which are available in your city. So Swiggy and Zomato are common, usually available across India, leaving apart a couple of tier three cities. There are some new operators which have come into this. So Geo has come into this, Amazon Fresh has come into it, but they mostly are concentrated towards South and West India as of now. You can also look at building your own website, and you can also tie up with third party last mile delivery services if you're selling via your own website. The third party delivery partners would be people like companies like Shadowfax, Dunzo, and Page, etc., etc. Then next you need to get ready to launch, which means that you need to start thinking about what is your launch campaign going to be, whether you're going to use influencers for marketing, local reach via community pages on Facebook, etc., etc., and ATL and BTL activities. ATL and BTL is nothing but above the line and below the line marketing strategy. Then you launch with a bang, and then the last and the most important step is that you learn and adapt. There is no perfect business model in the world. There is no guarantee that what you think is good food will also be accepted as good food by the customers. So you need to learn and adapt basis the feedback received from the customers once you start, and you need to listen closely to the customers, to their reviews, and then you need to respond to them. You need to adapt your pricing, portions, packaging, whatever comes out of the feedback, and then you need to push sales and marketing via campaigns and outreach.